Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today's video is a very belated response to a thread that was started, probably about 3 months ago now, by Jack, Vinyl Voyage. And what he wanted us to do was to show 7 records of 7 different genres. Now, I have a bit of an issue with genres, particularly, you go into a record shop and you find that the records are split up into all sorts of genres, and the record you're looking for, you've got no idea which genre the record store has actually put it in. Is it indie? Is it left field? Is it punk? Is it psychedelic? Or you get ambient or electronica or modern classical. And all these things are just made to confuse you, aren't they? And I think that basically, if you really put your mind to it, you could put just about any record into a genre all of its own. So anyway, I've chosen 7 records, all from very, very different genres. And I'll let you judge whether that's a true statement or not. And I'll start with this one, and it's folk rock, and it's a folk rock classic. Possibly the greatest folk rock album that was ever produced. And this, of course, is Legion Leaf by Fairport Convention. And, of course, it's their 4th album. And it was from 1969. I mean, they really got off to a flying start. I think in the first 2 years, they produced 4 albums. And this is the 4th of them. So, this is a nice one. A nice copy on the gatefold and everything, and I'll show you the vinyl as well. And there you go, that's on the pink Island label. And of course, absolutely classic lineup for this album. 6 of the greatest folk rock musicians ever assembled. So you got the wonderful Sandy Denny, Ashley Hutchins, Dave Mattox on the drums. You've got Simon Nicol, Dave Swarbrick, and the great Richard Thompson. And yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic album. I mean, Sandy's Farewell, Farewell is an absolute classic. It's one of Fairport's favourites of mine. And you've got Renadine, Tamlin, and Matty Groves, and it's an album that, if you're into folk rock, I mean, I'm sure you have this album. So that's the first one. So then that's the first genre. So that's folk rock. So the next one is, I say, very, very different. And this is an album by Sheila Chandra, and it's a solo album from her. And she was in the Anglo-Indian synth pop group, Monsoon. And they had a hit in the 1980s, I think, with Ever So Lonely. And this is her album, The Zen Kiss, and it's from 1994. And it's an absolutely wonderful album. And the genre of this album, of course, is Hindustani ambient folk. Without a doubt, without a doubt. And her voice is just wonderful. I mean, she uses her voice as a musical instrument, and it's just indescribable, really. I mean, I think she's an absolutely wonderful singer. And to prove that it's folk, the 3rd track on side 2 is her version of A Sailor's Life, which again is absolutely lovely. You've got songs called Chennai Song, Love It Is a Killing Thing, and then you've got Speaking in Tongues, Waiting, the Sagesi, and what else? Oh yeah, Cafe Noir, which is the final track, which is absolutely wonderful. So this album is from 1994, and it's a reissue. I think when they first came out on Real World, they were only on CD, and this was issued. I think this vinyl issue is from probably about 3 years ago. So yeah, this is a lovely bit of Hindustani ambient folk. Right. So what's next? Well, of course, everybody's favourite genre, and that is hardcore medieval folk. And this is Gryphon, and honestly, folks, this is how they described themselves in the early days, as a hardcore medieval folk band. And this album, it's their debut, self-titled, from 1973. And yeah, it's just lovely. It's a bit psyche as well as folky. And they went on, so later on they became a lot more sort of proggy. And yeah, there's some great stuff on here. And if you want to know what a cromhorn sounds like, then you know, this is the album, this is the band for you. So this is Gryphon and their self-titled debut album, and it's hardcore medieval folk. Right now, one of the greats of the folk scene, and more particularly psychedelic folk rock, and of course it's the Incredible String Band, and this is their album. This was the most successful of their albums, and there it is, The Hangman's Beautiful Daughter. So, you know, Incredible String Band were basically Robin Williamson and Mike Herron. But this album has some other sort of notables on it. And Dolly Collins, that's Shirley Collins' sister, plays a flute and the organ on this album. And also sort of Richard Thompson does a bit of singing as well. And it's I can't remember what the song is now, but believe me, he does some of the vocals there. So it's not an original there. It's a later copy that I picked up when I first started getting into the Incredible String Band. So there you go. That's Hangman's Beautiful Daughter. Now I don't really like the front cover. I much prefer the back cover. So that's more of a sort of psychedelic folk album sort of cover picture, I think. And I do believe that the people in the picture were sort of brought together from various people that were in the hotel that Incredible String Band were staying when they were recording the album. So there you go. So that's the Hangman's Beautiful Daughter, and it's a bit of psychedelic folk rock. Right. So what else could we have that's completely different? How about a bit of Norwegian indie folk pop? And this is Kings of Convenience, a duo, and the album is called Quiet is the New Loud, and it's the second album from the year 2000. Although this is a reissue, it's a record store day release from probably about 2015, something like that. So there you go. So that's the inside there. Yeah, so you know, there's some good tracks on here. Winning a Battle, Losing the War, Toxic Girl, Summer on the West Hill is a great track. Parallel Lines, The Girl from Back Then, and various other tracks. But it's the sort of album that, you know, if you want to chill out a bit, it's a nice album to listen to. And I'll show you the inner as well. There they are, and I'll probably pronounce their names wrong. Eric Boe and what's his name, Erland Oya, and I'll probably pronounce those names completely wrong, haven't I, Morton? So there you go. That's a bit of Norwegian indie folk pop. Right, two more genres to go. Well, I had to show a bit of folk punk, didn't I? And there's none better at this than the Pogues, of course. And this is their album from 1985, the second album. Some people say that it's their best album, but I prefer Red Roses for me, actually. But this is a fine album, Rum Sodomy and the Lash. And, you know, you've got brilliant tracks on here. I mean, Dirty Old Town, which is, I think it's a Ewan McCall track. I'm pretty certain it is. It's Ewan McCall's song. And the band played Waltz and Matilda. The Gentleman Soldier, Billy Bones, Navigator, about Irish navvies, you know, digging out the canals and the railways. I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day, which again is a lovely track, and that's sung by Kate O'Riordan. Absolutely brilliant. So there you go. So this is Rum Sodomy and the Lash. I show you the inside. There you go. There's the lyrics on one side, and there they are in a boat. Looks like they're on the Thames there, and it's on my favourite label. There you go, on Stiff Records. So that's the sixth one, and it's a bit of folk punk. The Pogues, Rum Sodomy, and the Lash. Right, so where do we go from here? How do we find a seventh one? Well, how about these guys? Edward II and the Red Hot Polkas, and Edward II was an English king, and I've written down his dates, 1284 to 1327, and he reigned from 1307 to 1327 when he was deposed, and it was all to do, I think, with disastrous wars against France, and people didn't think he was a great king anyway. I think he was about the sort of fourth son of Edward I, and all the others had died or whatever, and he sort of became king by accident. Anyway, it's not about him, it's about the band, Edward II and the Red Hot Polkas. Two Step to Heaven, it's called, and these guys mix reggae and English folk music. So this is a folk dub fusion record, and it's on the Cooking Vinyl label. And Cooking Vinyl in the 80s and 90s was one of the sort of go-to record labels for really good sort of new folk music, new sort of world music. It was absolutely fantastic label. I think Michelle Shocked was on Cooking Vinyl as well. I'm sure, yeah, she definitely was. Anyway, so this is their third album from 1989, and as I say, it mixes sort of reggae and particularly dub with English folk music. So you've got a dub version of Staffordshire Hornpipe. You've got a dub version of the Queen's Jig. If you want to hear jigs played as reggae songs, then this is an album for you. And there you have it. So that's seven albums, 7 genres, and I'll leave a link to Jack's channel, his original video, and I'll see you next time. So bye-bye. Bye.